This is FilmWise from Black Belt Dragon. Wait, okay. Wait, start over. Cut. This is FilmWise from Black Belt Dragon. Damn it! Okay, I think I got this. This is...
I'm sorry, your name is?
I'm his associate, Dr. Christmas.
Ah, Christmas like the holiday.
No, like the tree.
Okay, may I ask you a question, Doctor? And I don't mean to be insensitive, but does Dr. Pinchlow have Asperger's?
Probably. I know he doesn't wipe real well.
So, Dumb and Dumber 2, the sequel to the first Pharaoh movie starring Jim Carrey and Jeff Daniels. Now, after I've watched the first movie, I was a big fan of Dumb and Dumber. Like, you know, I was really a really great fan. I mean, it's like a hilarious movie, and it really like hyped me up knowing that there was probably a sequel that was coming up when I heard the news. And after seeing the trailer, there was a little bit low point where I was not planning to go see the movie because, you know, they just revealed too much, but, you know, it still was, my gosh, it was freaking hilarious. Now, before I begin, I want to talk about, like, how my experience got with the movie. So, what happened was that it was, you know, I didn't really think it was going to be that good because after hearing the reviews of the film, like, you know, right now it kind of has like a 27 in Rotten Tomatoes, and I could never understand that. I mean, these are the same people who made the first movie, and I remember that there was a prequel, Dumb and Dumber, When Harry Met Lloyd, that wasn't made by the same people. It didn't have the same actors, and obviously it wasn't that funny. I never bothered with it because I knew it wasn't going to be that good anyway. But then I decided to see the sequel because it was directed by the same people and it was, you know, the same cast. Well, not all the same cast, but, you know, the main cast, Jim Carrey and Jeff Daniels. And when I saw the movie, let me tell you, I was laughing hard. I mean, it's a really funny movie, so I feel like, you know, don't listen to the critics. Just, you know, watch the movie, and seriously, it's definitely a really funny movie. But I do have to admit that it's not as funny as the first one. I mean, with the first one, I laughed at every joke, like almost every joke in the movie. Like, it was like all the time, it was funny, and I even laughed at that really ridiculous famous toilet scene. But the second movie, I mean, it was good, but like it was not as great as the first movie, and you know, I do feel a little bit disappointment, but like I said, I think it's a great movie. Okay, so now let's get to the story. The story of the second movie. Now, people compare this story with the first one. I really do not understand. I mean, it doesn't really feel like the first movie. I mean, in the plot of the first movie was that what was his name again? Lloyd was trying to get money to a woman that he really likes, and, you know, they go on this crazy adventure together. But the second movie is it's similar, but it's a little different. This is where Harry and Lloyd, Harry needs like some kind of procedure from a relative. So he finds out that he has a daughter and has to go, you know, go to her to ask her to help her out. I mean, to help him out, sorry. To help him out. So he goes on this adventure with Lloyd, you know. Now, it's like crazy adventure. Like, there's a lot of people that, like, a lot of new people, and I think, like, it's an amazing movie. Like it gets really good. It's really good. The third part I will talk about later. The third act I'll talk about later. Now the good stuff in the movie. The comedy is spot on. I mean, I laughed at I laughed at a lot of jokes. But there were some that I could never understand what the humor was. I mean, I didn't understand some things in the movie, but I managed to get a lot of the jokes in the film. And even for such a long time, Jim Carrey and Jeff Daniels are just an amazing duo. They're an amazing pair of comedians, and I feel like their humor still works no matter how old they are. I mean, they are hilarious, like always will be hilarious. The other cast of characters, they were funny too, except for one person particularly I will talk about later. But also the what they're trying to do, the plot of the movie is very when the first act comes, it's like it starts out good. The second one, it starts to get a little unfunny, but it goes back up. The third act, it's a surprise. I do have to say that the third act is not that impressive, but that doesn't mean it's not good. It is good, but I will just see the movie for yourself because it's hilarious, the third act. And there's a little bit of a tribute in the credits, which I feel that is very good. Okay, now let's talk about the bad aspects. Now, these are ones that are pretty hard on the movie, but I really have to put it out, like bad aspects and nitpicks. I don't really have any nitpicks, just some bad aspects. Now, one thing major is the daughter. The daughter of the movie, the daughter that Harry has to find, it's his daughter. You see, I thought she would be funny because, she acts it's no surprise that she acts exactly like them, but from what I saw, she wasn't funny at the least. I mean, there were some scenes where I kind of was chuckling, but she was not funny. I mean, literally not that funny. I mean, from what I saw, she was trying her best. I mean, I literally saw that she was putting good effort in trying to be as dumb as they are, but it doesn't work. It doesn't work at all. It's she's trying, but it doesn't match. She's trying to be dumb, but it's not something that, she's not funny. She's not that funny, but that doesn't take it away from the movie. She's kind of barely in it, obviously. But like I said, that's one of the problems. The other problems is the villains. And some of the humor. Now, the villains with the humor in the movie is fun. It's kind of like the first movie, where the villains in the first movie were funny as well. But now these villains are kind of a bit cliche villains. They're not something you think they would be doing something very extreme, but they aren't. They're kind of just, those villains that you always find in probably those James Bond movies. They're not that great. Some of them are not that great. They're just pretty cliched villains. And the humor that happens to them. You know that, in the first movie, Harry and Lloyd somehow get out of there in a situation where, in the first movie, one of the villains, which was one of the henchmen, got their just desserts. And it was hilarious, but I felt pretty bad for the one in this movie, because even though that he was annoying, and obviously he's a villain, so obviously he has to suffer, but I felt that his suffering was a little going too far. I mean, we know that what he's trying to do is trying to get rid of Harry and Lloyd. Obviously that's the point of the movie, but you kind of really feel bad for him because there's something that happens to him, but you have to watch the movie yourself to know what happens. I just kind of felt bad for him. There's also another villain that comes around in the end, and she's trying to be funny, but she's not really that funny. But like I said, the main focus is on Harry and Lloyd. Dumb and Dumber. They are the main focus of the movie, and they always bring some hilarious jokes, and I think it's incredible. They are great comedians, and they make this movie really good. Okay, so that is my review of Dumb and Dumber 2. It's a hilarious movie. I think that a lot of people should go see it. If you're a fan of the first movie, definitely check out the sequel. But if you're not a fan of Dumb and Dumber or don't even know what Dumb and Dumber is, I'm guessing you're not going to really understand it unless you've seen the first movie. I feel like, I don't feel like it's required to see the first movie to see the second one, but if you want to really want to know about Dumb and Dumber, it is, I feel like it's required to see the first movie, but it can be set as a standalone movie. I mean, it does have that standard. It's funny, it's hilarious, it's a great return for such a long time. I give this movie a B because it is not as funny as the first movie, but that doesn't mean it's not good. Definitely check out the movie. Okay, Black Belt Dragon signing out, and I will see you on the next Wise film. I mean FilmWise. See ya.